MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen. And now?
Now, the only man to give death a near Johnny experience. Johnny Harden.
What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. I am your sports mixologist, John Harden. We got Drew Barrett in the hizzy. As y'all know, Gabe Kuhn is taking a little vacay, taking a little rest and relaxation. Austin Eldridge is bouncing up out of here as we've had a heck of a morning from the experience with CJ and Peter to Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on middays. And now it's time for a little happy hour with your boy Johnny Radio, your sports mixologist. And I got Drew Barrett. That'll be followed by Sports Time with Brett Norsworthy and, of course, then the Rain Man. And it'll be a beautiful day. Always keep it locked to Sports 56. Don't forget now 96.1. What's up, Tunica? And, of course, 87.7 FM. And you can message us on Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all that good stuff. Being a bang a boom, you can do it. It's going to be awesome. You can do it. Hey, you can do it. Now, me and Drew, we're going to hang out here and chill here in the first segment and talk about many, many things. Like, there's just 1,000 things going on in the world today that are kind of important. Many of them have to do a lot with football, which is very good because I love football. A lot of things also have to do with basketball, and that's good because, well, our basketball team is pretty awesome, and I'm talking about the Memphis Tigers. But, yes, Grizzlies fans also feel extremely good about themselves. So we'll talk about a little Grizzlies with Lee Smith, the Tri-State defender, at the bottom of this hour. Hardenwood. Because just deadgummit, it feels so deadgum good. I'll talk about stories like, do you know who the number one player in the country for the 2020 class is? Well, if you did, I can make a wager with you, and I bet you $1 million I know where he plays and signs in 2020 because his daddy is now a assistant coach for the USC Trojans. I'll tell you about that kind of story during Hardenwood. We got crazy stories that we got to talk about. And I mean, we straight up got to talk about this right now. And I want to know from you people, because this, I feel like, has people frustrated, flustered. It just kind of depends on how you feel and what you think of the situation. But the whole Dak Prescott, the whole Ezekiel Elliott, everything that's going on right now, Amari Cooper, if you have not looked at this stuff and if you haven't been paying attention from Fox Sports 1 and what is that with the Undisputed show with Shannon and what's his name, Bayless, you got Eric Dickerson going on TV saying that Zeke is going to miss games. Don't be surprised if he sits out and miss games. He's not going to balk. You now have people dropping articles saying that, hey, we're willing to pay all three of these guys. We're willing to make all three of them the top 5 players in the, in at their position. They just got to wait a little bit. Like, Amari's going to get it now. Dak's going to get it now, and Zeke's going to get it next year. He just has to wait, and it's on a, hey, trust me, I'm Jerry Jones. You got to believe in me. That's not a lot of trust, but you know what? Jerry's always taking care of his people, and, he's taking care of Zeke through all the stuff that's going on. But I also need to remind people of a few things. A lot of people seem to be telling, a lot of people I feel that are, and in no rude, when I say this, I'm not being rude. I'm just saying a lot of people who are misinformed on how the salary cap in the National Football League works, they don't understand. A lot of people are saying, "We'll take the Tom Brady route." Man, if I'm gonna, everybody should take the Tom Brady route. Not everybody's married to a supermodel that makes $488 million, so money might not be the ultimate priority. It's not like the man hadn't made, a pretty good amount of money. And again, I would like to remind you of this, and this is one of the key things that I want people to understand. And I'm serious. This is by position. What would you right now hit me at the First Bank text line? I want to see how many people can guess. What was Zeke ranked in 2018? I mean, not Zeke. What was Dak Prescott ranked in 2018 in quarterbacks? What did he make in 2018 compared to other quarterbacks? Does anybody know out there? Because I can tell you. He was 69th in quarterbacks. Joshua Dobbs made more money last year than Dak Prescott. That is not a joke. This year, if they don't change his salary structure, he'll be 27th. So he does get a bump, $2 million. And that brings him up again to 27th. But yet, Chad Henne, Drew Stanton, Brian Hoyer, Colt McCoy, Nate Sudfeld, Case Keenum, Chase Daniels. And then these are all the quarterbacks that I just don't even think can hold his, are all making more money than him this year. So they got to get, look, Zeke, I know what you're saying and everything, but dude, you were still drafted in the first round and you've made more money in the first, like you have a 4-year, $25 million contract. Do you know, like, I'm being dead serious. Do y'all know what Dak Prescott's contract was? Do you, Drew?
Well, it was his rookie contract.
But do you know how much it was for? 4 years, $2.7 million. Okay, he had a $383,000 signing bonus. His average salary is $680,000 a year, except for he gets a bump from $545,000 in 16 to $635,000 in 17 to last year he made $725,000, which just under Joshua Dobbs, who made $750,000. And now this year he makes $2,120,000. That puts him all the way up to 27th in the league. Again, Dak has to get paid. 4 years, if he stays on this contract and only gets that $2 million, he will have made $2.723 million. Again, what did I tell you Zeke's rookie deal was? 4 years, $25 million with an option for a 5th year. Okay? So they still would have control. Now, that option, they got to pay him like $16 million. So that turns into a 5-year, $41 million contract. Again, it's a lot bigger than Dak's $2 million. So, Zeke, you can go down to Cabo. You can hold out. You can say you want to miss games. Everything that I've been hearing, Jerry Jones has promised you. I'm sorry, I apologize. The next year, if they exercise the option for 2020, his base salary is $9.9 million. But yeah, he has, he gets a bonus for signing that roster spot. Comes up to another Okay, so it's actually $13 million. It's not $15 million, but still, $39 million. That makes it a pretty healthy contract.
I mean, it makes it a heck of a lot better than Dak's.
By the way, this year, if he just played, do you know what his base salary is? Still $3.853137 million. Okay, it's not like that's still more than what Dak, his quarterback, is making. I know it's not Todd Gurley money. I know it's not Le'Veon Bell money. But did you not hear Jerry Jones come out and say, "Hey, big fella, you play this year. We pay Amari. We pay Dak. We're going to pay you. But you got to, you
just got to be patient. Like, we're not trying to scam you or anything. Like, Jerry Jones actually, when you think of owners, actually seems to be somewhat of a player's owner if there is one.
Exactly.
To where he's trying to say, hey, I'm going to take care of you, man. You just got to wait till we have the space.
Mm-hmm. I just think that it's also, and then I also, by the way, have to say, one of y'all at 67129 at 67129, I pointed out how great Zeke Elliott's been in his first, 3 years in the league. The dude's been leading the league in rushing. The dude is a bad man. I am not going to say that Zeke Elliott is not a stud, that Zeke Elliott doesn't deserve to be paid. And I'm also going to say that, yes, the salary structure is set up and it's unfair for running backs because they average career 3 years. You don't get that big contract till after, at least your third year. And if you're a first round pick, they got the opportunity for the fifth, to get control your rights for the fifth year. They could basically say after that fifth year, you're done. Hey, now what are you going to get? You're 26 years old. You're older. Let somebody else go pay you. We enjoyed having you for 5 years. So it kind of does make sense taking a running back if they're extremely talented in the first year because you control them for 5 years. If you use them up, then you can just kind of let them go. But anyway, that's just a story for another day. I'm not saying that Jerry Jones would do that because I'm saying that I think he would stick to his word and he would pay Zeke. But that's a risk you would have to take. And again, Zeke Elliott, he is the straw that stirs the drink. I made so many cases earlier on last week with Gabe and on Monday that I brought out how did you hear about how I brought up Dak Prescott's record with and without Zeke Elliott, how he's got so many more touchdowns compared to interceptions and blah 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 blah. They're just so much better when Zeke Elliott's on the field. Abso-dadgum-lutely. But then you know what somebody smartly did? Also showed me what it was like with Dak Prescott before Amari Cooper and Dak Prescott after Amari Cooper. In fact, I need to bring up Dak Prescott's stats because it'll blow your mind. Before Amari Cooper last year, he had one game of 200 yards in the first 8 games without Amari Cooper. After that, my man threw for a 400, 350, 300 on a reg. 280 was like the low. He was hitting the wide receivers, throwing touchdowns. I mean, it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I was giving all the love to Zeke. No, the offensive line didn't change. The running back didn't change. But you know what? They went and got him a number one weapon. And, man, Dak Prescott was able to push the ball down the field. There was more openings for him to throw to. And you know what? He looked like a pretty damn good quarterback.
Yeah, it's ultimately shocking to see what a good quarterback can do with good weapons and great weapons around him. I mean, it just makes everybody better, and not only just having that automatic catch passer in Amari Cooper, but that opens up other tight ends or wide receivers to make plays and ultimately contribute to the offense even more. It just opens up more stuff.
It really does, and it's absolutely wild to me. I am all in for my man Zeke to get his money, but again, when I go look at what he's already made in his career compared to Dak Prescott, like he's kind of seeming like a selfish, like he's not. I mean,
and the thing is, it's not like it's one thing is the fact that he's not making money. He's losing money right now. I mean, he's subject to be fined $40,000 a day. And if he doesn't make it report by Saturday's preseason opener, he could be fined $226,000 for not showing up. I mean, not only are you not making money, you're losing money on top of it.
By the way, Amari Cooper, another high-round draft pick, 4 years, $22 million. He still doesn't make as much as Zeke. So again, that's why you have to get my man Amari some money as well. You're going to get your money next year, Zeke. This defense is nasty. Pay attention. That offensive line is built to win now. I'm not saying they can win it all, but dadgummit, if they're ever going to do it, you got the weapon on the outside. I know Jason Witten might be old, but he's still a reliable tight end who's coming back. You got Zeke in the backfield with a nasty dadgum offensive line and a defense that proved to everybody last year that it is flat out sick. If it wants to be, it can sometimes just be as nasty as anybody in the National Football League.
With the NFL and the way their cap space and salaries all work, it's a very thin line that players need to try to walk on. I've got to do what's best for the team versus I got to take care of me and mine, because ultimately you will get paid. But if you want to win and you want to leave a lasting legacy with the team that you play for, you're going to have to stand down at some points to make sure other people get what's theirs. So it's kind of a thin line between, all right, I know I got to take care of myself, but I've also got to help everybody else because there's just so much money going around.
Exactly. I unequivocally agree with you.
But it's also hard to
100%.
try to figure out personally when the right time to be selfish and to be selfless is. So I kind of think he's being selfish right now, but at the same time, we've talked about the longevity of actual running backs. The average career is not as high as a lot of other positions. So it's kind of hard not to think about one hit and I'm done, to where, especially when nothing's guaranteed.
Well, his contract right now is guaranteed. Again, he did, signed that was the thing about Zeke. Again, he's making more than Amari. He's made more than Dak. He's, he is the best player, I still think, on the Cowboys. I think you have to agree. You have to listen when Jerry says, I'm going to pay you next year. You have to trust that dude's going to pay you.
And Jerry's got a pretty good track record of doing it.
That's exactly what I was going to say. He's got a great track record of paying the people that he's loyal to and that he likes and the people that are good to him. So, I mean, Jerry's got money. I think Zeke, if he comes back from Cabo and doesn't do what Eric Dickerson's saying and misses games, because if he misses games, that's just going to set, everything back. I think everything's going to be messed up. I mean, this guy goes out there and does only what he's done every single year and just leads the league in rushing. You know what? Man's going to get paid like nobody's business. He's going to sign that guarantee. He's going to get $50 million. You know what I mean? So come back. I mean, you're already guaranteed to get yourself, like I said, 24. Like, finish out this 4-year thing. Jerry's already said he's not going to put you on that 5th year. They're going to give you the extension. They just have to pay their quarterback and their wide receiver now who have been on these deals. And again, last year, I want people to think about what I'm saying. Dak was the 69th paid quarterback in the league last year. Josh Dobbs, that's right, made more money last year. That is not a joke in any way, by the way. Joshua Dobbs made more money than Dak Prescott did last year. I want you to think about that. Josh Dobbs, how many games did he play? I remember a great
0.
preseason
I don't
game.
remember.
I just
any
remember he had a
regular
real
season.
good preseason. He had
A lot of guys have good
he had a good
preseasons.
preseason game. He might have got in there for a little wet work, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I definitely can't believe. I just can't believe the whole situation and how things have gone down. And it kind of makes me laugh. Now, I'm going to jump off that real quick because I think everybody knows, and I'm not the biggest Dallas fan, but they are pretty big and they're pretty prominent in the world of sports. I think what goes on in National Football League, you got to kind of talk what's going on with the Dallas Cowboys because they still are, no matter what anybody says. I don't know if they're necessarily America's team like they used to be in the past, but they are pretty damn interesting. But the reason I'm jumping off them because you know what's happening tonight, don't you? It's the start of what? It's the start of Hard Knocks. Did you know that? That's right. Hard Knocks is back. Do you know where Hard Knocks is?
It's on HBO. Yeah, I know where it's at. I can find it on the HBO app.
Do you know where their camp? Hard Knocks. You know who they're with, right?
They with Cleveland again?
No, that was last year.
I don't know. Who are they with?
Think about Antonio Brown. Where's Antonio Brown?
With the Jets, right?
Dude, I'm going to kill you. He's with the Raiders.
Raiders. Sorry.
I love you, but that's Le'Veon Bell. Not bad. Hey,
sorry.
you
So
did
many
get
different
a Steeler.
things.
No,
I got the right team.
I know
I'm sorry.
They're going everywhere. Hey, it's kind of hard to keep up with them. Bell, he's out now in Oakland. Is he in Oakland? Is he in Los Angeles? Are they in Las Vegas? I know what you mean. And yes, Bell, he's with New York. But no, Hard Knocks is got Chucky. They got the crazy foot issue with Bell. They got Mark Davis again. I don't know if y'all know who Mark Davis is. Mark Davis looks just like Lloyd Christmas, straight up. Got the haircut. It's amazing. This man owns an NFL football team. And again, how come nobody has slapped him, drugged him, done something? Anybody that cares about this guy should have knocked him out by now and had a stylist give him a new do. And then when he wakes up, he won't be bad that you knocked him out because he's going to look like a new man. Because you can't go around and look like Lloyd Christmas.
Some people like looking stupid. It's weird. I don't get it, but some people like bad haircuts.
I will say it's going to also then think about this. Derek Carr, Mike Mayock. Think about how much fun this could be. I think this year, Hard Knocks, a lot of people thought that the creme de la creme would have been last year with Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns and all that stuff. I think this year would have been fun with OBJ and Freddie Kitchens, new coach, and Landry and all the good stuff. Myles Garrett. There were a lot of, second year of Mayfield and stuff. It would have been a lot of fun. But this year, going out there, I think it's going to be absolutely crazy. Please tell me you've heard about where Derek Carr is.
He's still in Oakland.
Well, do you know where Derek Carr lives?
No, I don't.
Like, you have not heard that Derek... Are you joking?
Not really.
I swear to you, I'm going to beat you like a drum. Okay, now listen to me, people. This is why you need to watch Hard Knocks. I got homework! Drew,
I won't be able to watch it till tomorrow because I have HBO Go, so I got to wait till the day after.
Oh,
which I don't even pay for that
account. I
account.
Hear an excuse about how I'm like going to break some people's I'm going to tell everybody what happens in Hard Knocks and blah blah blah. Well, this isn't in Hard Knocks, but you'll probably learn it really quick. Derek Carr. You know how he's like he's basically probably the goody two shoes and makes Andrew Luck look like a bad boy. Okay, like Derek Carr. In all honesty, I'm not saying anything bad about that. By any means. I want to be a goody two shoes. I want to save the world. By the way, if you're rich out there, I'm dead serious. All I want to do is help people. I got ideas, man. I got ideas. I'm going to help people. People out there, they just want to work. They just want a chance. Send me the money. I'll make it happen. Now, no, but for real, Derek Carr, he wants to be a quarterback in the National Football League so bad. And he wants to lead the Raiders, and he wants to be a champion, and he is all in.
Yeah, he refused to tank last year.
He refused to tank, man. Do you know what Derek Carr did last year? Did just 2 days ago? You really don't, do you?
I'm a little clueless. You're going to have to fill me in.
He bought the house right next door to John Gruden. Yup. So, good morning, Coach. How are you doing? After you lose, do you have to go over and get a spanking from your coach? Like, what in the bleep are you doing, son?
You're talking literally right next door, not same neighborhood, not same gated community.
I'm talking about he bought the deadgum house next door to John Gruden, his coach. He purchased the home, okay? So I just want you to know, yeah, it happened. The Raiders are currently scheduled to move to Vegas. I don't know if he's going to buy a house out there next door to him, too.
That'd just be weird, right?
Like, I can't make this stuff up. You didn't know this. This is what makes it even more funny to me. But by the way, I just don't understand. Can we just basically 67129? What would you call David Carr's act? Because I call that an act of desperation. I call that brown nosing on steroids, on Cypionate, on HGH, on every type of whatever, on PCP. I mean, that's like the dumbest and strongest idea I've ever seen a person make. Hey, guess what? I'm so committed to you, Coach. I'm going to be your neighbor. And I'm just kind of curious. How do you think John really feels about this? And will this be the first time and I shouldn't joke. Never mind. I'm not going to say that. But will this be the first time that we ever see, in all honesty, all right, dun 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 dun, here it goes. The lights flying over Vegas. We find out we're over Derek Carr's and John Gruden's house. Derek Carr is held up in Gruden's house. He's choking him. Chucky has gone completely crazy on his quarterback. I mean, how is this going to turn out good?
I think it's more uncomfortable for for Gruden because the fact that you want to leave work at work, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to be reminded.
Do you think they ride these to work together?
They don't carpool. they don't carpool.
What are you
There's no
talking
way
about?
they're
They got to
doing that.
save. Dude, cars about saving the environment, man. You know he's gonna be like carpooling.
He's gonna ask him to, but deep down, he's not gonna want to ride with Derek Carr every day. He's gonna want to leave work at work. You got to have an escape. And if I'm Gruden, I'm actually a little mad. Unless it was my idea, unless he actually was on board for it, I'd be a little mad. Like, dude, like I spend 13 hours a day with you. Let me spend the other 11 with my family and away from everything else. All right, like I don't need you right there in my space. Like it would kind of tick me off a bit.
I will tell you one thing. I just have to say that I don't think this was very smart. Good job. Derek, you are one crazy dude. I just don't understand. Derek. Poor David, he has head injuries too. Oh, man. Like he was, when he played at Houston, that dude, this was before, like you actually had all those penalties for hitting a player. His older brother might be like, he looks great on television, does a great job still. But, man, that young man took so many hits when he was at Houston. I think he got sacked like 60-some-odd times a season when he was playing. I'd be gun-shy if I was that guy. But at least David did not ever do what Derek did and move next door to his coach. Like, I would have moved next door to my lineman and begged him to block for me. Please, block for me and stop letting me get killed.
I wouldn't do that either because, like I said, people want to leave work at work. And I know football is a game, but to them it's actual work. It's their job. And if I was an offensive lineman, I had my quarterback next door to me bothering me, asking to borrow sugar, and just annoying the crap out of me, I might let that guy go.
By the way,
do
you know how Antonio Brown came to camp?
Helicopter again? Did he do the helicopter move again?
He's done that. You think that
You're right. He doesn't repeat.
He don't repeat, man.
Private plane onto the practice field?
Let me just tell you a little secret. No, dude, hot air balloon. Yo, who doesn't take a hot air balloon to practice on the first day? Come on, man. Everybody's done the helicopter move. That was done a long time ago. Nobody's ever just rose up like, dude, look, there's a hot air balloon. Dun, 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 dun. It's coming down extremely slow. It finally has landed, and now it's all over the damn field. Who is it? Antonio Brown. Hey, I can't practice. My foot's injured. But, yeah, clean up this mess. Anyway, I got to take a break. I'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. This is Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
Frontier Western Store's world-famous boot showroom is waiting for you. With aisles and aisles of boots in one easy spot, you will find your next favorite pair at Frontier. Everyone loves Ariat boots, and Frontier has over 1,000 pair in that brand alone. Come grab a pair of rugged work boots like the Workhog, or discover an everyday classic in Ariat's Rambler. Tons of other brands as well: Rocky, Dan Post, Red Wing, Durango, Justin, Twisted X, and many more. Frontier constantly restocks and refreshes their lineup of boots, so you're certain certain to walk out of the store happy in your new comfortable footwear. They have a wide assortment of sizes available for men, women, and children. Work, dress, or play, Frontier's knowledgeable staff will cheerfully help you find the perfect fit. It's boots galore at Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road, Olive Branch, or on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated, you know it, since 1967.
Hey, Mid-South hunters and fishermen, the Duck, Buck, and Bass Sportsman Expo is coming to the Agri Center in Memphis August 9th through the 11th. Now, Friday is happy hour with beer and brats. Saturday and Sunday see special guest T-Bone from the hit TV show Bone Collector. Also see Frank Addington and his amazing archery show on stage all weekend. Watch Frank hit an aspirin as it's thrown in the air while shooting his bow behind his back. Plus, there's door prizes and giveaways all weekend. Win a $250 shopping spree to Final Flight Outfitters or a trail camera that sends text photos from Sniper Hunting Products. There is also a 3-day hunt of a lifetime from Trophy Club Outfitter of Indiana and a family 4-pack to the Talladega Speedway. And be sure to see the Sherp. It's the most ultimate ATV ever created, and they say that it's never been stuck. It's the Duck, Buck, and Bass Sportsman's Expo, August 9th through the 11th at the Agri Center in Memphis. Go to duckbuckandbassexpo.com for all the info. And remember, hunting and fishing, it's who we are.
There are over 5,000 songs on the radio that talk about home. But without realtors, there's a chance there wouldn't be any songs about home, or coming home, or take me home, or sweet home, or who says you can't go home. Luckily, there are over 1.3 million realtors who dedicate their lives to finding you the perfect place to sing home about. So count on members of the National Association of Realtors, one of the most trusted organizations since 1908. That's who we are.
Gun enthusiasts in the Mid-South know all about guns and ammo at 3615 Summer and 577 Goodman Road, Suite 4 at the corner of Goodman and Elmore in South Haven, because they carry the largest selection of both guns and ammo in the area. They are authorized dealers of Colt, Benelli, CZ, Smith & Wesson, Glock, Ruger, Sig Sauer, Vergara, and a lot more. If you or someone you know is looking for something for self-defense, competition, hunting, or just something that goes boom, then get to Guns and Ammo, 3615 Summer in Memphis and 577 Goodman Road, Suite 4 at the corner of Goodman and Elmore in South Haven.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Thick and thin, I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
What is up? What is up? Welcome into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. I am your sports mixologist, John Harden. I got Drew Barrett, and I am so fired up. We get to talk about a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and my man Lee Smith from the Tri-State Defender is about to join us. And we've been talking and laughing about basically all the cool stuff that's going on. And basically, I was letting y'all know that, yes, Hard Knocks is happening tonight. Hard Knocks is something that I feel is kind of like in NFL fans. Once Hard Knocks comes out, you get a little bit excited for the season. I mean, the Hall of Fame game is great. I like the Hall of Fame speeches. I loved, again, Ed Reed, the greatest bust I've ever seen. I thought Champ Bailey's speech was great. But Hard Knocks, like, get you ready for football. And the fact that they're with John Gruden and all the stuff that's going out there with the Raiders and, you know, Mike Mayock and, again, Lloyd Christmas, I think it's just going to be a whole lot of fun. Antonio Brown. I think everything's going to be really, really exciting, and I can't wait for it, to tell you the truth. So I'm very, very excited. Also, though, I wanted to mention, I wanted to ask all of y'all at the 67129 at the First Bank text line, since we've been talking football and I've been saying, hey, I feel like, you know, I explained how much money Zeke's made in his career already compared to Dak. Dak was the 69th lowest paid player for his position. Joshua Dobbs made more money than Dak Prescott did last year. Zeke Elliott made more money in his signing bonus than Dak Prescott has in his career. So he needs to get paid. Amari Cooper has been paid, but, not as much as Zeke even, but he has to get paid. And we've talked all about that. But here's what I want to know. We've talked about Dallas. We've talked about how we got Oakland and Hard Knocks coming out on HBO. But who would you rather have going into this year? Or not necessarily going into this year. Who's going to have a better career? We've only seen one. We saw Baker Mayfield last year play 13 games, and he was phenomenal. Went 6-7 for a Browns team, and this year they're expected to make the playoffs, and they better win at least one game. But Kyler Murray, they're singing his praises out there in Arizona. They're acting like Josh Rosen's not even going to start in Miami, which is kind of sad. I'm wondering, I just want to know right now, who you got. Hit me at the 6712 text line. That's 67129 at the First Bank text line. That's 67129. And let me know. I believe in Baker or I believe in Kyler Murray. Now, I'm going to let you know on the front end, I've seen Baker. I know Kyler's good. I know he outdid all the stuff that Baker did in college. But again, I think Baker's size is small, but it's not small as Kyler's. I think Baker has the perfect attitude for the NFL. And the fact that he's throwing to OBJ and Landry, he's got those backs, he's got that line. There's just a lot of good stuff. But now it's time to switch up gears because Lee Smith has joined us, and he joined us now. Lee, life is doing you good, I hope. How are you doing today?
Oh, man, I'm just out here trying to make $1 out of 15 cents.
Man.
I'm working on the 15 cents, though.
Oh, you're still working on the 15 cents?
A quarter or a dime or something?
I'll get the 15 to start you off. I'll get you a quarter to start you off. I think I got one of those left in my car. Maybe I might be wrong though. That might be sad. But there's been a lot of stuff that's going on in the football world. It's been extremely loud. I'm kind of wondering what's been going over on in Grizzlies land. Other than you're gonna want to punch me in the face when I actually ask you this. But let's just be real. Other than the Grizzlies adding to their roster, the only other news that I've really heard from a Grizzlies front is the judge denying Dwight Howard's motion to squash the suit to go forward. So you got any other Grizzlies news, or is that what we're talking about?
No, let's not talk about that. Actually, no. This is going to be this is a pretty big deal. I think
good.
I'm going to be working up something this week. But this week they announced who Taylor Jenkins' coaching staff is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And among those, there are several names on it, but probably the one that's going to get quite a bit of attention is none other than Niele Ivey, who
Notre Dame.
Recognize that name. She was a standout in college and in the WNBA, but most recently she's been, I think, an assistant at Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, yes. Yeah, in fact, I thought she was going to take over. We're in the South, man. It can be either way. I don't know. Honestly, no.
That makes it Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Like
but anyway, I'm very surprised that she actually left. But I think it was probably a good move because I think what it is, I think she just cares about learning about basketball. Because I really thought she was going to stay and, because it sounded like she was the coach in waiting at Notre Dame. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And yet, you can't necessarily blame, especially when the NBA calls. And let's be honest, as progressive as the NBA is on so many issues in a lot of ways out of the four major leagues, the NBA kind of leads the way in terms of diversity and hiring and stuff. But let's be real, the NBA isn't calling a whole lot of women for coaching jobs of any sort. And so if you're Niele Ivey and you want to, at least get that on your resume and maybe even do more because, let's be real, the one that we talk about now, the female assistant who's kind of the measuring stick is Becky Hammond in San Antonio. And everybody, is just rabid about how her knowledge of the game has won her the respect of the players. And I have to imagine that Niele Ivey will carry that same kind of cachet here in Memphis. And, shout out to the sisters. It's a big accomplishment for an African-American woman to be an assistant coach on an NBA team, especially in this city. I expect she's going to get a lot of love here.
Is the goal now to be, not the next Pat Summitt, not the next my man at UConn, oh my gosh,
Auriemma?
Yeah, Auriemma. My brain just went dead. I couldn't think of how to say his last name. Is it not to be them right now, but is it to aspire to become the first NBA in the NBA? Is that now like maybe, Ivy's like, you know what, I could be the next Pat Summitt or I could be the next Gino, but instead I want to be the first in the NBA. Is that are you hearing that from others?
That's a really good question. And no, I'm not hearing that per se. But I would say that probably has more to do with just how these coaches kind of, approach their jobs. I think, much the same as the players, the coaches want to win at whatever level that they're coaching at. They want to do the job and they want to do it, to the best of their ability.
And by the way, can I ask you, though, if you are Ivy, and now that as I sit here and I was listening to you talk and thinking about it, even if she does want to be the next Pat Summitt or the next Gino or the first Ivy in the college game, you go to the highest level and learn from them. That's just adding more tools to your tool belt as a coach. So I actually commend her on that because it's not necessarily about staying a certain course for her. It's more about it sounds like for me at least, it's about her becoming the best Ivy she can be. You know what I'm saying? So that she can help and go out there and help whoever she's coaching. She's going to be the best absolutely at what she's doing because she's going to have learned from everybody.
Exactly. I mean, when you think about it, and this goes, I think, beyond, sports or coaching or anything. I mean, let's just be honest, for decades, there were certain jobs that were available only to certain people, in order to be a coach, maybe at any level, at a D1 or higher, let alone at a pro level, you had to be a white male. As we've seen, African-American coaches, in Miami with the Heat, Eric Spoelstra is, I think, half Filipino. We see jobs that just weren't available, weren't even like candidates who, no doubt, were well qualified, know the sport inside out. Maybe in some instances had even, helped get the next great, head coach, ready for that job. Somebody along the way. There's, I can't help but believe, with all respect to, say, Greg Popovich, and I bet even he would say this, that somewhere along in his career, he had a peer that he felt was just as talented as him, but because of the color of their skin, didn't get quite the same opportunities that he got. But now we're starting to see that now, in all of the sports, and particularly in the major sports. And I think that's really what anybody wants. If I'm up for a job, well, let's put it like this: when I was a student at Ole Miss, hotty toddy.
Oh, but you know what? On the 31st, just so you know, man, I love you every single other day. But during that game,
we're gonna take that one. But I'm gonna get flamed up so bad.
I know. They're coming after you soon.
While I was there, I was selected as editor of the student newspaper at Ole Miss, the Daily Mississippian, and because of how times were then, this is about 30 years ago, I was the first African American to hold the job. Well, when I'm doing the job, I'm not sitting there like, okay, let me be the best African American to ever do this job.
You're
I want
trying
to
be the best that you can, yeah.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I don't want to be judged by. I don't want somebody to say, well, he did okay for a black guy. Nobody, and Neil Ivy doesn't want anybody
say, "Hey, you're good for a woman."
Okay for a black woman.
Like, yeah, you're good for a. But like for her, it is not even almost more. It feels from her, it's not even more about color as it is much for about sex. Right. Just because I'm a female, I can still do it as good as the guys can do it, and it's not necessarily saying I can do it on the court, but damn it, I sure as heck can teach it.
And she's got the credentials both, at the collegiate level coaching, but also playing in the WNBA. I mean, she doesn't know what it's like to be an NBA athlete, obviously, but she does know what it's like to be a professional basketball player in the United States as a woman, to win at the highest level. And at the end of the day, it's about, dribbling, playing defense, and getting the ball to go in the hoop. And that doesn't care what gender you are.
Running plays, execution, locker room. There's so many things that go into it. Again, there's so many things that go into coaching that a lot of people forget. And I have to commend her, leaving her comfort zone and going to, take on a new challenge. I think this is going to be really cool. I think TJ is doing a good job. I think that he's filling it out. Is there anybody that just jumps to mind other than Ivy that you're like, yeah, dude, he's filling this thing out pretty dang nice?
Well, I was interested that it looks like they're keeping Vitaly Potapenko, who's, had
JV.
a nice little career as a journeyman big in the NBA, but he was on a couple of staffs. I believe he was on JB's staff before, and he may have been on Fizdale's staff. But a good big man coach to work with, continue working with Jaren and Jonas. And I think even the fact that Jonas, I'm about to mess up everything here, but I know that both Vitaly Potapenko and Jonas are from those kind of Eastern Bloc European countries. I don't know if they're from the same country. Let me not put that out there, but they have played in some of the same leagues in Europe. And so I imagine there's some commonality there. But overall, man, I'm just kind of interested and excited to see what they got going on over here. It's a whole, as we've talked about many times on the air, it's a whole new team. It's a whole new outlook. Hey, but it's not all
We still
new,
don't know who they're going to cut down
man.
either,
they're
by the way.
Uniform.
Yeah, like I was going to say, the only thing we know is we got one of the dopest throwback courts also I've ever seen. The court I love. I mean, the court, I want the court. Oh, my gosh, I want it every night. I love that court that they're doing. Have you seen it?
It's going to be a blast, man. And I've been asking for years, when are they when they're rolling out all of these different Memphis throwbacks, and they're doing the pros and they're doing the tans. I'm like, oh my gosh, why are they rolling these ugly green and yellow jerseys out here before you do those classic teal and black Memphis jerseys? I'm like, why can't we get those throwbacks? And finally we do. So it ought to be a lot of fun.
Now, I do have to ask you, in all honesty, and I'm being dead serious. I look at, you got Ja Morant. I mean, this is such a new team in all actuality. I mean, we got the new point guard. Mike is gone. I mean, JV, we had him for, a little while. Mark is gone and everything, but it's not for a whole season. We still have to get used to him. Tyus Jones is coming over. I mean, the whole, point guard is going to look so different. What is Dylan Brooks going to stay at 2? What's Kyle Anderson going to be? Josh Jackson. There's so many questions. And then when you look also, with Trey J, who I just love, I love Jaren Jackson Jr. But then, a lot of people forget we got Jay Crowder. How's he going to fit in here? What's his role going to be? What are they going to do, of course, with, Andre Iguodala? Is he going to start the year on the team? Is he going to be playing? Is he going to be traded? They're definitely not just going to cut him. What's going to happen with Dwight? Are they just going to get rid of him? There's just still so many questions around this. Like, I think, man, dude, I think Taylor Jenkins has actually got kind of a little bit of a rough decision when he's looking at that roster on mixing and matching and seeing with that depth chart. And literally, when they go into practice, it's going to be a lot of work to figure out what it is that's going to be the best for them to go out there and get W's.
And yet again, we see how. So it's safe to say, I think, that we know pretty much what's happening at the point guard position with Ja. We know what's going to happen at the 4 and the 5 with Jaren and Jonas. But it's those wing positions, man, that I'm really, really curious about how that's going to shake out. Everything that they've done over the summer indicates that, they're buying full into the youth movement. And so, if you're going to run young guys out there, do you run, all first, second, third year players out there and let them kind of grow together and get tough? Or at some point, do you have to have the veteran guy out there? Does that mean you start a Jay Crowder and a
I was going to say, is Jay Crowder at 29 old? That's another question. At 29, is he, too old? Or is he still part of it?
Definitely.
On this team, he is, yes. But, that's almost kind of like, in your wheelhouse.
And yet, Jay is still, you still are looking for a player on this team to kind of, because part of the Grizzlies' identity, obviously, is the tough defensive mindset, the don't back down kind of thing. And I don't think this squad's going to have a problem kind of creating that, but you still kind of need a focal point for that. You need that player who kind of embodies that. Of course, that's been Tony Allen before, and we were hoping it was going to be Javon Carter. Good luck to him.
Maybe Brandon Clark,
career.
Can come in there with a little hard-nosed D off the bench. He was kind of feisty. But Josh.
Right, but
Jack,
I think you have to.
Go ahead.
Right, we don't know exactly what to expect from him against NBA competition. But again, Jay Crowder has built a career off of being solid defensively, about hustle and that type of thing. So I think a big chunk of what we're going to have to watch for, and then of course you have to watch for who plays well together. And these are all questions that typically come up in a training camp and all of that. But the fact that we know so little about this roster, because we've never seen a lot of these players ever at all, period, on a basketball court. And then the fact that so many of them are new together. Yeah, it should be a spirited training camp, and I'll be curious to see who comes out of it. But I wouldn't expect I think he's probably going to be playing with starting lineups, particularly on the wing positions, well into November.
I am so right there with you, man. Everybody out there, make sure you go to Tri-State Defender. Pick it up on Thursday. You got any little sneak peek? You want to give me what's coming up?
Well, we're expecting Terry Davis to kind of give us a preview of the Tigers.
Oh,
yeah. Be, in the Bahamas this weekend. And we're also just trying to get ready, man. It's been a wild news week. God rest Toni Morrison, who passed away today.
That was,
the author. And so, it's just going to be a busy news week for us.
It is, man. Go to tsdmemphis.com, read all of Lee's work, read all of Terry Davis' work, read all the great work that they do over the Tri-State Defender. That's tsdmemphis.com. Pick up the Thursday edition, and always listen on Tuesdays at 1:30 right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM. As me and Lee like to, just kind of cut it up. And I will say one thing, Lee. I got to say goodbye because I've talked to you for way too long. Whenever you're talking about this Grizzlies team, we talk about the core four and we think about it, but I will say I have not been this excited about a young group, since we actually had the team come in that very original first year. Like, I really believe that they might have found something special and got lucky in Ja Morant. I think Trey J is going to be eventually a superstar. I think that, Memphis, for a very small market team, may have just actually squandered into some luck, man. But we'll see. We'll talk about it and cut it up on Tuesday. Be good out there, Lee. I'll talk to you next week.
He's having the two of the young he's talking about. And we've never been in that place before. Hopefully it'll mean more national games.
Man, I think it will. I hope it does, man. I'll talk to you soon, and we'll be good, brother.
John Harden, God bless you, brother. Take care.
Thank you. That's my buddy Lee Smith. Make sure you pick up your Thursday edition of the Tri-State Defender, and always go to tsdmemphis.com, and whatever you do, don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. And then also don't forget, man, auto, home, life, business, memphisfarmers.com. Chad Gatlin, bing, bang, boom, done. Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Sports 56 now has 2 FM homes. You can now find real sports talk on 96.1 as well as 87.7 on your FM dial.
This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Mark's Bensdorf Realtors. I have found people sometimes choose their real estate agent in the most unusual way. Well, the agent down the street sold that house so they can sell mine. Or, my relative is brand new in the business and I want to help them. Or, my friend sells real estate on the side and will give me a good deal on commission. These are all valid considerations, but after all my years in the real estate business, the advice I give people is, interview 2 to 3 agents. Find out what they think about your home, how they would price it, and what they suggest you do to prepare to make the most for your home. Last, when interviewing agents, make sure that I am one of the brokers you speak with. Find out how my highly successful strategic marketing program with the Shellbucks option can mean the difference in whether you sit or sell. Also find out why people often say when you want the job done, call Shell Done. You can reach me at 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. That's Sheldon Rosengarten at 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdingers. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdingers, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdingers offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
This is what Flo from Progressive sounds like in one of our many hilarious commercials.
Hi, did you know that you can get a quote on your motorcycle insurance in under 3 minutes at Progressive.com? And did you know that saying hi makes even bad news sound good? Hi, you have high cholesterol. Hi, you're fired.
And this is what that same commercial sounds like on your motorcycle.
Hi, there's no more tank.
Yeah, even our commercials sound better on a bike. And with basic policy starting at $75 a year, Progressive helps keep you on yours. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy not available in all states.
Family Leisure is celebrating the end of summer with the appropriately titled End of Summer Liquidation Sale. You can get pools for as low as $19.99, patio furniture starting at $12.99, and swim spas, they begin at $99.99. Don't forget to ask about fast installation because there's still enough summer left to enjoy these deals during the End of Summer Liquidation Sale happening now at Family Leisure. Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
At First Bank Mortgage, their core purpose is to help you get to a better place. That better place may be a lower monthly payment, that vacation you thought was impossible, or getting into a home with a fenced backyard where your kids can play. To get into your better place, First Bank Mortgage makes decisions right here at home. Dedicated to helping you get to your better place, First Bank Mortgage. Call Daniel Mooney at 901-462-0145 today. NMLS 741022. Equal housing lender.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Used to date my ma. Do y'all remember that when they used to date my ma? I was like, Ma, come on. What about Dad? No, I'm just kidding, y'all. Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. I might tell you some crazy stories, but you know what? The NFL Network is about to tell some crazy stories. Have you, Drew? I've been telling you about HBO and Hard Knocks and how I'm excited for that. If you can't tell, I'm very excited for the NFL. And I have some breaking news, and I've been waiting for weeks. I finally got the confirmation that he's going to join me on Thursday. Thursday is the day also of the game. So at 1:30, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's because, well, nobody's announced it except for I did see a couple other places kind of leak it out. So thanks a lot, buddy. I'm not the first. But do you know that the Redskins are going to be the very first team to allow you to do what? Gamble. That's right. Not use your cash, but you pick what play is going to happen. You just go to your app. Just for watching the football game, you can win cash prizes. Yes, you heard what I'm saying. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, at 1:30, the president of this whole operation, he works for the Washington Redskins. He is joining me on Thursday. It's going to be fun, and we are literally going to talk about what this means. And I'm not talking about just the regular season games. They're talking about preseason. You watch the preseason games, you can win some money. This is not a joke. Now, you're thinking to yourself, wait a second, I don't have to put up my money. Correct. You can win money? Correct. All you have to do is pick if they're going to do a run or a pass or a positive yards. Actually, you know what? I should stop telling you about it. I should wait on Thursday at 1:30 before the Redskins preseason football game, because this is happening with the Redskins. They are the ones that are doing this. the Redskins, they're jumping out and being kind of the first NFL team to really take advantage of the betting aspect of it. And they're going to allow you to watch their preseason games again for free and win cash prizes through a little app. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. Does it kind of make you interested in the preseason, Drew, at all?
I mean, it adds an extra element to it.
Like, if you can play a game with
I'll probably
buddies,
watch it more now if I can actually win.
With you and your buddies, and y'all are each picking plays, like, oh, they're going to do this, they're all going to do this, and you're pushing them in, and they do those things, and you're beating him or beating that, well, you think that's kind of cool, because I want y'all to think about this. David Putnam is coming on. This is, this is one of the first things that we have ever seen. And the Washington Redskins, I think it's also kind of interesting that they're the first one to do it. But this will be the first interactive, predictive gaming live TV presentation.
Is it going to work?
Of an NFL team for cash prizes in the history of sports, at least legally.
Because that's what the Alliance was trying to do. That's one of the biggest problems with behind their app.
They have their interactive system all set up. They say they're ready for hundreds of thousands of people to jump on and play, and they're going to be on Thursday to talk about it. Washington Redskins preseason football game for cash prizes. Don't touch that dial. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
You know, summer's going to be over before you know it.
Thank God.
Come on, before you know it, the kids will be focused on school.
You don't know my kids.
Not from lack of trying. And you'll think I should have taken more time to take the family to
Central Barbecue.
Exactly. Or you'll think I should have gotten Central Barbecue takeout more often and spent the evening playing board games with the kids.
Wow, you really don't have kids.
Plus, even though Central Barbecue is perfect food for the fall, there's something about Central Barbecue that's really special during the summer. And there's a location on summer.
Honest, I have plenty of Central Barbecue.
You can never have too much Central Barbecue.
It's just hard to make sure I won't run into you.
Yeah, well, what's that?
Hi, this is Mark Tobin. I got a question for you. Is there anywhere you'd rather be than outdoors today? Well, if that's true for you, then be sure to join me and our guests every Saturday at 6 a.m. for the Outdoors Today radio show. We're going to bring you hunters and fishermen. We're going to give you tips and techniques that'll help you get more from the outdoors today. Join our electronic campfire every Saturday at 6 a.m.
Outdoors Today, Saturday mornings at 6 a.m. on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. It's Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
If you like pina coladas.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen. And now?
Now, the only man who can make fire with 2 ice cubes. Johnny Harden.
Yo, what is up? I got it. All right, here's the situation. They have been sending me this because I've been working on this. It's kind of interesting. When you do have a gambling show or you talk about gambling, people actually reach out to you that are actually sometimes important, and at first you don't even believe them. That like the first time I got this is Scott Shepard, vice president of operations for the Washington Redskins. I would like to talk with you. You're kind of like, yeah, spam, whatever, sure. You like delete it, then you get another one. You're like, hold up. Then you start looking into it and start reading some of it, and you're like, this sounds interesting. Well, I'm being dead serious. Scott Shepard is the senior vice president with the Washington Redskins. He's partnering with NBC Sports. They are going to give their first free-to-play live game telecast to the NFL. It is happening this Thursday, okay? Here's how it's going. The Redskins and NBC Sports, they partnered up for the first interactive predictive gaming live on TV presentation of the team's 4 preseason games. These pilot telecasts are entitled Predict the Game. So if you go and look for Predict the Game, you should be able to find it. Again, I am going to bring on Scott Shepard, the senior vice president, who is going to join me on Thursday at 1:30 to explain all of this. August 8th, when the Redskins open the preseason at the Cleveland Browns at 7:30, this thing is going down for real. Every single quarter, you win. There's a grand prize of $1,000. There's secondary prizes. There's other prizes. There's all kinds of stuff that's going on. And again, it's free to play. All you have to do is watch the game and, make the picks. He'll be there to explain it. It sounds like a lot of fun. And the thing that's interesting to me is this is just the beginning. This is the preseason. They're going to be giving away free NFL to win cash prizes for preseason games. What do you think they're going to do for the regular season games? And then they're going to have, little cash prize games where the, prizes are even bigger and you're playing against less people so you have a better opportunity. This whole gambling thing is about to just morph into magic, I think. Is it going to be good or is it going to be bad for the sport? That's what I want to know. And I want to know from all of y'all because this is Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Welcome in to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Y'all know me, your sports mixologist. You know Drew Barrett. Y'all know my man Carl. Any questions you have for us, bring them. I want to know what you think about the Redskins betting. I'm fired up to bring on my man Scott Shepard. I think this is going to be a huge thing. I think this is actually, so just so you know, August 8th, again, it's going to be Washington and the Cleveland Browns. August 15th, it's going to be Washington and the Cincinnati Bengals. August 22nd, Washington and the Atlanta Falcons. And August 29th, Washington and Baltimore. Now, you're sitting there saying to yourself, John, why is it Washington? Why is it always Washington? Well, Washington so far is the only team that has been licensed, and they have partnered with NBC Sports, and they've gotten all the whatever legal work that you have to do. Makes sense because they are Washington, They, being in Washington, and you figure you would get it done because they aren't the West Coast Redskins, by the way, just so you know. They are over in the capital. So them getting this first is pretty interesting. I think it's going to be cool. There's a VIP experience. There's memorabilia they're going to give away. I want to know what you people think. And right now, you have to go, just so you know, to www.nbcsportswashington.com/predict. You go there. That's where you can do it via your mobile app, your telephone. You can download an app, but whatever, you can do it straight from there. That's where the whole situation will go. You can download, Google Chrome, Safari, whatever it is that you want to use. You just use any of those. Get it on your phone before the games start. Start playing in the very beginning in the first quarter. You don't want to miss any plays, or that'll give you a disadvantage. But this is going to be crazy. Drew, I have to ask you right before I change topics because I find this fascinating. Are you in? Are you out? Are you on the fence? What do you think?
I think I'm in, just due to the fact that I don't have to risk my own money, right?
No
it's
risk
free
of money. You're going to be watching a lot of the. Okay, now this is what I find fascinating. Are all the teams going to end up doing this? If all the teams end up doing this, then I think it will be, more. You'll be doing the team that you like. If it's just only a few of them, or all of a sudden. The fact that I wasn't going to watch the Redskins preseason games, to be honest with you, all that much, not intently, because of the fact that I could win $1,000. I will be probably watching it pretty dang intently, to be honest with you, because that just sounds like fun.
Winning money is fun, so yeah, I'd definitely be watching it.
Also, sitting next to your buddy and predicting it right and him predicting it wrong, be like, aha, that just also makes it fun too.
Yeah, you bring that kind of competitiveness into it, but just the fact that I think it intrigues a lot of people, especially people like me who aren't gamblers, who don't go down to Tunica and just
even
put $20 on there.
Gamblers, I think this is super cool because, again, this is one, it's free. They can help you if you are broke. 2, again, it still has cash prizes, and again, you get to do this, and this is the only thing that's scary, from the comfort of your home. That is very, for anybody, that's kind of nice. Like, I listen to Eli talk a lot on middays about how, continually building these giant, coliseums, it might eventually one day be hard to get. If you don't do something really, really cool, they're going to either have to, make the arena smaller or lower the ticket prices, do something to make it, because like Eli said the other day, when you go to a college football game, that is your whole day. You see one game, you spend basically 8 hours, you go and tailgate, you watch that game, you get hammered, you got to get home, it takes forever. Like, you are giving up your entire Saturday for that college football game. Or you can go at home and watch 50. You know what I mean? So
I understand that point of view, but personally, I'd rather just go to the one game.
Well, okay, that's
for the whole experience.
A lot of people. Now, is this a way of, if the Redskins are the only one that does this, is this a way to get more fans to tune in and just watch the Redskins from out of their market?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it brings eyeballs onto them. They're trying to, I guess, boost their own ratings up a little bit, maybe even create a few fans out of this. But that's exactly what they're trying to do for a franchise that has had so much negative publicity, especially in the last couple of years, over the nickname that they do have. I think they're trying to make some positive publicity here to help turn the narrative back to kind of a positive for Washington and bring more eyeballs on the TV, where some people, whether they're not that big of football fans, might not tune in just because it's Washington. And because what star power do they really have that brings to the table? What household name do they have in Washington?
Wow, man. Everything's just, to me right now, crazy when it comes to football, and you're exactly right. By the way, first interactive game going on with the Redskins. It's happening. We'll talk more about it at 1:30 this Thursday. It's going to be interesting, but also I've been making fun of the Raiders. I've been letting y'all know that Hard Knocks is happening tonight. We're going to find out what's up with Chucky, what's going on with my man's haircut. How's AB's foot? We're going to see maybe a hot air balloon landing on the field and how stupid that man is. I don't know what we're going to see, but I think it's going to be pretty damn exciting. But you know what? We just found out. This is kind of sad. Do you know it's been just, 12 months until the season opens up, for next year? Because, next year the Raiders are going to be in Las Vegas. They are building a $1.9 billion building. Do you know what it's going to be called?
Inform me.
Allegiant Stadium. $1.9 billion. How much do you think they paid? They're paying $20 million per year for the naming rights. And guess what? If they do really good, they can get as high as $25 million. Whoa! That's a lot of revenue for the naming rights. Do you think that's money well spent for Allegiant Air?
See, I don't know. It's always been kind of weird for me to think about why companies, very well-known companies, let's just take FedEx, for example, being right here in Memphis. While that is a household company, I always don't
FedEx
understand why
Memphis,
they advertise so much.
It's why does
FedEx own the naming rights to watch the Redskins stadium?
Well, it's also because there's so many packages that are coming in and out. You don't want people thinking UPS, the brown one. You want them thinking FedEx, homie. And the other thing is,
but FedEx itself has become a verb. I'll FedEx
New Orleans, like Mercedes. I think that goes perfect. Like when they show New Orleans, I think they're getting their money's worth. I think they got a great deal when Mercedes took over.
But how much is that naming right really going to sway somebody I need a car? Oh, wait, look, there's Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Okay, I'm going to go buy a Mercedes. How much actual profit do you see back from that, from having the stadium or arena named after you, other than the fact that it's just kind of cool?
Well, the fact that it's hotter than Cooter Brown out in Arizona, and if you're a football fan and you see Allegiant Stadium, you probably will think, my air conditioning's out. Hold on, I'm a Raiders fan. Allegiant Air. Like, so maybe it works out. I don't know, dude. Honestly, like I said, I am not the economics major. I do not know. I'm just I am reporting the facts that, according to team president Mark Baden, the Raiders have now reached an agreement for $20 to $25 million a year, depending on how well the year ends. They get a minimum of 20, a max of 25, and it will be called Allegiant Stadium. That's what it's going to be called. Allegiant Stadium for Allegiant Air. And the Raiders play there. That kind of goes well together.
It
At
could
least
work.
if you do it with me, you know. Hey, I'm down. Now, do you think Antonio Brown, he's going to start, he's 31 years old. This is his 10th season. This is a 7-time Pro Bowler, 4-time first-team All-Pro, 6 seasons with at least 1,250 yards. Think about what I'm saying. 2018, 104 receptions. My man had 1,297 receiving yards. And, yes, 15 touchdowns. Not bad. He did miss time early in training camp with a hip flexor last year, so missing time early maybe not be bad, but then he also missed the last game because he was just being bad and late for a meeting. But anyway, we're probably going to learn a lot more about Antonio Brown and how that's going on with Carr. That'll be interesting tonight. Also going to find out about what brown nosing looks like to the ultimate effect and how practices are going for my man Derek. David took a lot of shots to the head because he played in an NFL that was very violent. Derek might take a lot of shots to the head because he moved next door to his damn coach. And I feel like he's lost his bleeping mind. Serious as a heart attack. I unequivocally believe he has lost his mind. But I do want to know from all of y'all, what do y'all think? We have a lot of great stuff that is going on. I told y'all, also got Dustin Starr, who's going to join me this week. Did you know there's a Dave & Buster's here in Memphis?
I did know that. It's out in Bartlett, ain't it?
What? No, it's actually, he said it was out in the Wolf Chase area. Is that Bartlett?
That's Bartlett, Cordova, depending on which side of the street you're on.
Dude, I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's a big B, triple T.
Well, anyway, I didn't know that Dave & Buster's was back. In this Sunday,
I know it's there. I've never been there, though.
This Sunday, August 11th, my man, Dustin and Maria.
Of course I do.
CW Stars, baby. They're going to be, Dustin's going to join me at 2 o'clock also on Thursday to talk about, they're going to receive unlimited video gameplay for the entire night. There's all kinds of stuff. You mentioned Championship Wrestling. You get unlimited video gameplay for the entire night. You're going to love me because I just gave you something to do from 6 to 10 Sunday night, and guess what? It's family friendly. It's fun. It's great for all ages. You'll get to see Dustin and Maria. They're going to have a SummerSlam wrestling watch party, and yes, you get to watch wrestling and play all the video games until your little fingers go numb, or I don't know how that works. But by the way, when you go to Dave & Buster's, because I'm going to be honest with you, I've never been to a Dave & Buster's. Are there a bunch of PlayStations or X?
No. It's like arcade games.
Oh,
like
it's old school.
It's not old school. It's arcade games on steroids. Pretty much.
What do you mean, Lord?
It's got.
What do you mean?
You got like
virtual reality style.
I think they have some of those. They got the shooting games that you see. They've got the popping shots, basketball, all that stuff. Like it's basically an arcade for adults, is what it is.
Wait a second. That sounds kind of fun, and I can see why you would want to take your kids, because if you're an adult and you can play and they got sports on. Yeah, that sounds like a party for the whole family. I might have to check that out, but I'm going to have Dustin on to talk about that as well. And then again, tomorrow I got something that's kind of one of those like really heart-touching things. I mean, you're going to be like, wow. Ryan Boyle, he's an Olympian, paraplegic. He's going to come on at 1:30 and tell his amazing story. So tomorrow, Thursday, we got some big days coming up, but today we got a lot of big stuff to talk about, and I'm talking a lot about football because I have to know right now. Tell me some of the teams that you think are going to be a little bit better. Like when you look at, this, everybody's trying to say that I mean, everybody and their grandmother is basically saying that the Browns are going to be the winners of that division, that the Browns are going to go to the playoffs, blah, 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 blah. But if you look and you kind of talk to some experts around the league, they're saying don't sleep on the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. They're finally back on defense. They are finally the steel curtain, they say, is good. The defense is as good as it's been in years. AB, Le'Veon Bell, all that drama is gone. Juju Smith-Schuster at this age might just be as good as AB is at 31 years old. You got a number one. You still got a great offensive line. James Conner ran the ball damn well. You still got a great tight end. Man, Jesse James, dog, what's up, dude? Shoot people down and catch a football. He's bad to the bone. So, like, Pittsburgh
also had one of the best stiff arms of
NFL
NFL
really did.
history,
last year. But I'm telling you, man, this a lot of people are straight up, unequivocally already saying the Browns have this. Maybe a wild card team comes out as well of this division. But I'm going to tell you right now.
Man, why are you sleeping on the reigning champs?
The North.
Why are you sleeping
Lamar
on
Jackson?
Oh, come on.
And
won it
Harbaugh
last year.
Well, you know what? And that's another thing. Right now, let's just be honest. Cincinnati is the worst.
Yeah, Cincinnati will finish fourth.
And that is not the worst of the worst in all of football by far.
No.
The Browns, the Baltimore Ravens now, according to Drew, because, yes, they did win it last year still. I don't know if Lamar can do what he did last year. Maybe he can.
Added
Add
Mark
Ingram. I'm still not sold on the defense. And the offensive line is not going to be as strong. You did lose a lot of,
Yeah, I did lose two offensive linemen.
All pros, so that's going to hurt. But, Lamar Jackson and all of them, I'm not sold on Baltimore. But, man.
I'm not sold either. I just don't want you to sleep on them.
I'm not going to sleep on Baltimore, but I'm looking at that North, and I'm saying, you know what? Just because, because Baltimore might be good enough and beat Pittsburgh once and Cleveland once and then, lose to, go 1-1 or whatever, and I can see them beating up each other on that division. This thing could be a low, winning division, 9-7, and you're going to the playoffs because the North is going to be tough. Because I already can tell you right now, this is a fact, and I'm going to be one of those guys, and I'm going to straight up and be a jerk and tell you straight up, this is a fact. In my opinion, this is a winning team. When you have Baker Mayfield in his second year, after what he did last year, he proved to me that he's great. Everybody knows that Odell Beckham Jr. is one of the best wide receivers on planet Earth. In fact, I think he's better than even AB. It's just he played with Eli Manning. He would be better if he had a better quarterback over the last few years. I know Eli won some Super Bowls. That was a long damn time ago, people. He hadn't won a playoff game ever outside of those two runs in 15 seasons, so stop it. Now, you got Nick Chubb, who can run like a madman. And by the way, Landry as a number 2. Jarvis Landry is a number 2. OBJ is the number 1. They got David Njoku as their tight end. This is the real deal Holyfield. Let me think.
And don't forget who's coming back after half the season's over.
Oh yeah, Kareem Hunt. But what about this? Antonio Callaway. You act like people forgot about how good this guy was last year. He is going to be on the field. He's their number 3 wide receiver. This might be the deepest wide receiving core in football. Period. The backside of the backfield, tight end, wide receivers, they're everywhere. You got Baker doing his thing, and yes, you got a big lineman to replace, but Greg Robinson, maybe he's going to be up to the task. It's going to be interesting. I think the Browns, Myles Garrett, we're going to see how he's do. Their defense could do it. I don't know about Freddie Kitchens, but again, sleeping on Pittsburgh is going to be hard. And again, we haven't seen Cleveland do it. Last year, Bud Light was giving away beer for their first win if they won a game. So let's say just people quit saying they're going to the Super Bowl. If they make the playoffs, isn't that a winning season? Even if they lose the first game in the postseason, it's still a winning season.
It's territory they haven't been in a long
time.
Really long time.
In your probably life, man. Like, seriously. It's been that long. I mean, you're a Baltimore fan, so I don't even know if you know that, but, they came from Cleveland.
Yes, I am aware. I might have only been 3, but I am aware.
But yes, and when you look also around the NFL, some of the other great storylines, I think, and you can laugh at me all you want. You can say I'm on drugs. Last year, yesterday we talked about running backs. I got a few people who text me. I got a people who have hit me up. Yo, Johnny, hold on. I'm so dumb. I have to read this one. It says, yo, Johnny, Allegiant Air is an airline company. Just thought you may want to know. Peace out. I love you for that.
I did know that. I just didn't want to call you out on
it. I'm so sorry. I did not know that. But now it doesn't make any sense. Wait, hold on. Aren't they the cheap airline? The one that you pay like $50?
Yeah.
They don't need to be spending $20 million on a dang stadium when they don't spend any money on their airplanes or their crews or their pilots. Yeah, dude, bad money spent. Yo, spend it. Thank you very much. Now I know who Allegiant is, and the fact that that's who they are is that cheap airline. Yeah, y'all don't need to be spending money on stadiums. Y'all need to be spending money on them planes.
I mean, it's not the worst airline out there,
dude.
But it's not like
I've heard some pretty bad stories.
It's not in the same league as like Southwest or Delta or something like that. I mean, but they're not the worst airline.
I'm pretty sure that I don't want to just I'm not going to disparage, but I think they had a little, I think I really wanted to say it was like Anderson Cooper, 60 Minutes, or somebody did something on Allegiant. God, I want you to look it up in like their practices, and they had a couple of mechanics come out and say that a mishap's going to happen or something because they're not doing something correct, and I don't know. But it scared me enough to where I literally said, ooh, I'm never going to fly on that plane. So, hey, I'm not going to say anything, but I just know where their priorities are right now. Not right now with making the airline a little bit better, but are you looking up the story, Drew?
I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, look for the story where I think that we're going to have that little mishap or something, and we'll find out if that $20 million to own the Las Vegas Raiders naming rights for their $1.9 billion stadium is worth it, because that's a lot of money, man. You can pay a lot of mechanics, a lot of cash, homie. By the way, the whole fact, I got about 5 people that sent me. I love all of y'all equally the same, but the one that I read is the best, I still think, because it just says, yo, Johnny, Allegiant Air is an airline company. Just thought you may want to know. Peace out. I got one that says, hey, idiot, Allegiant is an airline. Got one that's very kindly that says, Johnny, I don't think you know this, but Allegiant is not they are like Delta. Thank you. They're not like Delta. Delta's like, I think, better. Is Delta now cheap? Or I don't know.
The last couple times I've flown, I've either flown
Delta's
Southwest
more
or
the high
American.
Class. I thought Delta was more of the like uppity, better of the better.
I fly on whatever plane's going to get me where I'm going.
That's what I was going to say. In all honesty, I usually just do whatever the little deal that goes with the hotel and all that stuff. I never know who I'm flying with. But anyway, y'all know how it is. I don't know how I got on that sidebar for so dead-gum long, and I don't know how it's been this long that I've been on the sidebar. I got to get to my favorite segment. It's called Hardwood. It's coming up next. Whatever you do, remember, think home, think life, think business, think always Chad Gatlin. And that's right, MemphisFarmers.com. And whatever you do, don't you dare touch that dial. I got stories from the NFL that are coming up on TV soon. There's a Brett Favre and J.J. Watt talking about stuff. I got, is this Marcus Mariota's last year? And then I got some stuff that is so funny and just out of control. Like I got a story about I got something that's going to make you feel actually inspired and feel really good. And then I got also Stone Cold Steve Austin making fun of some people chugging beer like Aaron Rodgers. And did you see Baker Mayfield chug his beer? Dude's a pro.
He spilt a little bit on himself, but
dude,
I
he
understand.
bit it with his teeth, okay? He went man up all over that beer, straight up like Chad Gatlin does your insurance. MemphisFarmers.com. Home, auto, life, business. He's got you covered. We'll be back in 2 shakes. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
Start your day with the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hertz right here on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
In today's evolving workplace, XMC understands the process of getting office work done has moved from the desktop to your pocket. The new Xerox multifunctional printers and Connect Key app technology are game changers. Are you working with confidential information? Does it need to be secure from unwanted threats? Do you need to translate documents to another language? Xerox's App Gallery provides solutions like secure printing and easy translator technology. XMC is the second largest exclusive Xerox agent in the U.S. with 9 locations to serve you. We've been in business for over 25 years and have received top awards from Xerox. In changing our world one experience at a time, our team's committed to doing what's right for your business. XMC is proud to be your leader in document and print management, and it'd be our pleasure to serve you. Contact XMC today at 888-814-3114 or visit our website at xmcinc.com. XMC, excellence in office solutions.
There are over 5,000 songs on the radio that talk about home. But without realtors, there's a chance there wouldn't be any songs about home, or coming home, or take me home, or sweet home, or who says you can't go home. Luckily, there are over 1.3 million realtors who dedicate their lives to finding you the perfect place to sing home about. So count on members of the National Association of Realtors, one of the most trusted organizations since 1908. That's who we are.
Family Leisure is celebrating the end of summer with the appropriately titled End of Summer Liquidation Sale. You can get pools for as low as $19.99, patio furniture starting at $12.99, and swim spas, they begin at $99.99. Don't forget to ask about fast installation because there's still enough summer left to enjoy these deals during the End of Summer Liquidation Sale happening now at Family Leisure. Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
Looking for a great place to deposit your money? Try First Bank. Competitive CD rates, a money market that moves with Wall Street prime and interest-bearing checking account options. Not to mention their friendly bankers who make decisions locally. To find out more, stop by one of First Bank's 3 local branches. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper. 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase. And 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or visit firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC. Gun enthusiasts in the Mid-South know all about guns and ammo at 3615 Summer and 577 Goodman Road, Suite 4 at the corner of Goodman and Elmore in South Haven, because they carry the largest selection of both guns and ammo in the area. They are authorized dealers of Colt, Benelli, CZ, Smith & Wesson, Glock, Ruger, Sig Sauer, Vergara, and a lot more. If you or someone you know is looking for something for self-defense, competition, hunting, or just something that goes boom, then get to Guns and Ammo, 3615 Summer in Memphis and 577 Goodman Road, Suite 4 at the corner of Goodman and Elmore in South Haven.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Let's go! On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Many a hand has scaled the grand old face of the plateau. Some belong to strangers and some to folks you know. Holy Ghost and talk show hosts are planted in the sand to beautify the foothills, shake the many hands. There's nothing on the top but a bucket and a mop and an illustrated book about birds. You see a lot up there, but don't be scared. Who needs Jackson when you got words?
What is up? Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour, and I'm very happy because I have a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, a lot of stuff to talk about. Like, you won't even believe some of the stuff that I'm going to tell you. Now, some of this stuff is like cute and beautiful. Some of this stuff is just sad. Some of this stuff is absolutely hilarious. But you know what? It's all Hardenwood, and I'm going to tell you something. It's all brought to you by one of my favorite people who's been with Johnny Radio's Happy Hour since the very beginning, and that's Bill at I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. Since day one, he believed in me, said, you're going to do it. I believed in him. He bought my house over 11 years ago. We've been friends ever since. 901-406-1101. It really is that easy. You call 901-406-1101. He buys any house in any area as is. Simple as that. You moving on up. Come on, man. Just give him a call. Sold your house. You found the house you want. Bing, bang, boom. You just sold your house. You don't have to wait a while. Go ahead and put in, hey, I want this house. You better before you lose it. I'm telling you, it'll happen just like that. And then your dream house is gone. And guess what? Your wife is mad. And guess what? You're sleeping on a couch. So I'm telling you, 901-406-1101. And plus, if you need to sell your house because the bank's calling, dude, guaranteed to close in 5 days. Nobody else can do that. I'm serious as a heart attack when I say this. Any house, any area, as is. 901-406-1101. You call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses, and I'm telling you right now, I just sold your house. Let's go to Hardenwood.
This is Access Hardenwood.
How could I not start after talking about selling houses with this? And I want to ask this question to y'all. And even Drew, you can answer. Does this mean this person is possibly going to retire after this year? Did you hear Tom Brady's $40 million Boston area mansion? He has put it up for sale. Does that mean that he is thinking about retiring after this season? I know he just got an extension, but also if you noticed, it gave him an extra $8 million this year, right off the bat. Could this be, at 42 years old, Tom Brady's last season in the National Football League?
No, it doesn't mean any of that.
Whoa.
Rich people buy and sell houses all the time. They're just going to buy a bigger and fancier one.
Well, I think this, man, it's interesting. All right. Well, by the way, I shouldn't say $40 million. He's asking $39,500,000. Okay? So, yeah, basically $40 million. Man, it's got 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms. Why is it that when you're rich, you have more bathrooms than bedrooms?
That way nobody has to wait. You got to go, you can go.
Man, how many people you got in your crib where you like got 7 people going to the bathroom at the same time?
You
That's
never
a party,
know, John.
man.
You never know.
Hey,
you don't want a big line out of the bathroom.
What is that? I can't say it because, man, if I do, but I want to, in my mashed potatoes, you know, when they say, that's the kind of party I want to go to, and then he does that thing in the mashed potatoes from the Beastie Boys. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No clue.
67129. If you know it was stuck in the mashed potatoes from the Beastie Boys song. Now, that does make sense to mention my man, his mansion, the fact that he might move after talking about Bill and I Buy Houses. But now this is going to really mess you up. This is going to mess you up so bad you're not even going to know what to say. If you were on a bus trip to Boston, and this is what's so weird. It's like has so much to do about Boston. This is a coach. You know what a coach is? That's one of those big buses.
Yeah, I've been on one.
There's a coach bound for Boston. 49-year-old. And by the way, the bus, it's a Peter Pan bus. By the way, I didn't know Peter Pan had a bus, but yeah, Peter Pan, it's a bus. And this bus driver for Peter Pan had a person ask him, and it was a lady, say, can you get something out of my luggage when they were to stop? So that person, when they took her to the side, opened up the compartment where your luggage is. Guess what they did to the lady? She pushed her in the compartment. She shut the compartment door. She got back in and started driving just like everything was normal. And she had lady in the luggage compartment underneath the car. Now, luckily...
What did this lady say to her in the first place?
Luckily, she had a cell phone. So she called the police. The police were able to track her cell phone through like triangle, whatever, off different cell towers as the coach was driving to Boston. The trooper Robert Hunter found her, and when he pulled over the bus, the bus driver's like, "Hey, what's up? Was I speeding? No, we got a call that you got a person." No way. Of course, they go over there and open it up, and there's poor lady sitting there. I mean, like, dude, now she's charged with, like, reckless endangerment, all kinds of stuff. But the funniest thing is this was what a Peter Pan representative released. They didn't want to get back and, like, talk on camera to this one reporter, but they did release, "We feel sorry for the female victim, and we just hope she's okay. She did refuse medical attention. We're grateful that she's okay. I hope this didn't mentally, hurt her mental state. She was locked inside for what turns out to be about an hour and 40 minutes inside of a bus. Like, I'd be ticked off like you couldn't even imagine. But this is what's so funny. They also released, we just don't know what happened to the bus driver. She has been with the company for about a decade and received numerous awards for great customer service and great driving. Like, what did that lady say to her to set her off so bad that she was like, you know what? And she just shoves her in there and shut the door. Like, there's got to be more to this story, right? Or did she just literally like, and then how do you walk up and then get on the bus like everything's normal and then just drive off?
She must have been having the worst of worst days. And this lady, I guess maybe her tone when she asked her to get something out of the bottom just set her off, and she just kind of had one of those screw it moments. You know, I can't deal with no more people today.
Well,
so one person under the bus is one person I don't have to deal with on the bus.
Well, I can tell you that I think the NBA was having one of those days, and I think if you're a Kobe Bryant fan, you should be furious today. Did you hear about the all-decade team that just came out?
Yeah, I did. The three, they did first team, second team, and third team.
You're telling me Melo's better than Kobe Bryant? You're telling me that Blake Griffin is better than Kobe Bryant? Whoever did this league, have your NBA card taken away. Every single one of you deserves to get slapped upside your damn head. Don't even think about it. How many championships does Blake Griffin and Kobe and my man Carmelo have together combined? 0. Same as all of us. All of us listening right now, we all have the same amount of championships. Kobe Bryant, third team? Like, I ain't a big Kobe Bryant fan, but damn, I ain't disrespectful either. Heck, putting Chris Paul in front of him, too? There are a lot of people I thought was such BS. Kobe Bryant, third team. Now, in all honesty, is that not disrespectful? I'm being serious. Do you think it is?
I think it's a little disrespectful, but therefore, again, it is the decade team. So it's only 2010 through 2019. It's this exact decade, and I think we can both agree the best Kobe was in the
first team. So you're telling me over the last decade he has done so much. James Harden is on the first team. They have done so much over the last decade that they passed Kobe Bryant that much. No hell to the Nizzo. Whoever did that, if you're a Kobe Bryant fan, you need to find somebody and you need to slap somebody over this, because it's just straight up disrespectful and it's stupid. There's no way in the world that you can tell me that Kobe Bryant is a third team on this decade. Period. Sorry. Never. Nuh-uh. Blake Griffin especially. That one just, like, Blake Blake Griffin? Blake Griffin? Are y'all joking? What the hell is Blake Griffin ever doing? Like, did he ever even, like, do you remember, like, even Kobe's last game? His last game was better than any Blake Griffin game. Like, come on, man. I think I'm gonna vomit. Some people, the things they say, the things they do, I think they just want to get clicks. But it's absolutely stupid. But I did want to say, did y'all know that July 2019 was the hottest month ever in the world? Did you know that?
No, I would not have guessed that because it hasn't been the hottest month here.
No, and
but I know over in
it.
England, I've got a buddy over there, and he said it's really hot.
Hold on. Listen, this is what blew my mind because I'm like, dude, we had the golf tournament. It was gorgeous. I'm like, Memphis, it's usually so hot you would die. And this guy's like, dude, and I found out in Cambridge it was 101. You know, over in London and stuff, they don't even have AC. They don't have Allegiant ACs over there either. Okay?
They got AC. Right? I have a friend who lives in London, but he's been on social media saying how hot it is.
Most people don't have ACs in London. I can tell you that. It's a very rare thing. I know my hotel didn't, and it's not like we needed it. We needed heat. It's cold up in there when I was there, but it was 101 in Cambridge, 108 in Paris. Damn, hot over there. But
just a normal summer day for us.
I got to take a quick break, but before I do, my man John called and he wants to talk about Mayfield drinking some beer. What's up, John?
Johnny Radio, and remember, folks, you gotta love Johnny Radio's Happy Hour, baby. The best day of and the best that will ever be in sports talk. Now let's get to Baker Mayfield. Man, I was looking at that. It was hilarious.
It was.
I looked at it, and that man hit that can like a saber-toothed tiger. And I seen Bill Man going everywhere. So I looked at the guy, the quarterback from Green Bay.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. And he drank half of it. Then he throwed his finger up. He couldn't chug down a whole glass of beer.
Dude, Baker Mayfield is a man.
A man, child. And the quarterback for Green Bay is a woman, child, because he can't drink a straight cup of beer. And remember, folks, the number one station in the nation is 56 WHB. Woo!
I love that, man. That's my man, John. That's how you do it. You hit us at the First Bank phone lines, 901-360-8255. And then Baker Mayfield, I got to say, in all honesty, for quarterbacks, I'm not going to say he's top 5, but he might be the number one beer drinking, and he is like the saber-toothed tiger quarterback when it comes to chugging beers. I mean, he bit the beer with his tooth and then opened it and chugged it like in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, just like we're going to be back right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
This is what Flo from Progressive sounds like in one of our many hilarious commercials.
Hi, did you know that you can get a quote on your motorcycle insurance in under 3 minutes at Progressive.com? And did you know that saying hi makes even bad news sound good? Hi, you have high cholesterol. Hi, you're fine.
And this is what that same commercial sounds like on your motorcycle.
Hi, there's no more cake.
Yeah, even our commercials sound better on a bike. And with basic policy starting at $75 a year, Progressive helps keep you on yours. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy not available in all states. This is what Flo from Progressive sounds like in one of our many hilarious commercials.
Hi, did you know that you can get a quote on your motorcycle insurance in under 3 minutes at Progressive.com? And did you know that saying hi makes even bad news sound good? Hi, you have high cholesterol. Hi, you're fine.
And this is what that same commercial sounds like on your motorcycle.
Hi, there's no more cake.
Yeah, even our commercials sound better on a bike. And with basic policy starting at $75 a year, Progressive helps keep you on yours. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy not available in all states.
I want to invite you to come by the Spirit Shop. You know, that little log cabin on Poplar? Your liquor and wine oasis. The Spirit Shop has been providing sports fans their beverage needs since way back in 1969. So come in now and get ready for the big game. Whether your favorite team wins or loses, the Spirit Shop will help you celebrate or ease that pain away. The Spirit Shop is open every day, and they're located perfectly at 4848 Poplar. That's the corner of Poplar and St. Nick.
Now, back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
whoa, my big woolly mammoth. Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. I am your sports mixologist, John Harden. Drew Barrett's hanging out on the other side, taking care of all of our business today. And guess what? He took care of me today. He's going to take care of me all week while Gabe's out of town. And guess what? He's also got Brett Norsworthy, and he's going to drive. And him and Brett have been kicking tail. Yesterday, great show, by the way, listening to you and Brett tear it up. That was some good stuff. Keep listening because they will be driving you home on Sports Time from 3 to 6. Now, I do have to ask you, Al Harrington, what do you think about him? And people are probably saying, nothing. I don't think about Al Harrington. Why would I think about Al Harrington? And I kind of feel like the same way. I wouldn't think of Al Harrington either. But did you hear about Al Harrington? Did you know what he did? He went and bought an Australian basketball team. Why is this important? Have you noticed high school basketball players? Not a lot.
Just the two.
Just two. But where did they go?
RJ Hampton went to the New Zealand Breakers, and the LaMelo Ball went to it's a team right outside of Sydney. It's in the same Providence.
Point is, the new one is New Zealand. The point of what I'm getting at is Al Harrington, here's what he did. He bought an Australian pro basketball team, and his pitch is, hey, kids, don't go to college, skip college, play for me because it pays. College doesn't do anything but use you and abuse you. I'm at least going to pay you a check. Now, 39-year-old Al Harrington, along with Josh Childress and our very own Zach Randolph, have purchased the ownership stakes in the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix of Australia's NBL. This is the top pro league down under. You know what I'm saying? Now, I love the fact that Zach's in it, so I had to talk about it today. He is Al Harrington has the largest stake, and then Josh Childress, and then Zach Randolph has a minor stake in it. He has a little bit of an ownership stake and wants to see how things go. But I think it's pretty fascinating, and I think it's interesting that if you look at him right now, you can go on social media right now on his Instagram. You can listen to RJ Hampton talk about playing in Australia. You can listen to him say, hey, I'm getting paid. I'm not, I'm not getting used. And here's what they say. I'm not getting used and abused by the Dukes, Kentuckys, and Arizonas, etc. of the world. I'm actually getting paid for my talent. Now, you go to college for free or make $20,000 to $40,000 a month playing for me. Now, this is not a joke. Sounds like a cool little rap, right? That is the pitch. Go to college for free or get paid to play for me. $20,000 to $40,000 a month to play for me. I don't know what's going to happen, but I honestly am kind of wondering, what does it make you think of Al Harrington going out there and making a pitch? I have to honestly say, everybody, each stroke, everybody's got to do what they got to do for themselves, to make their family and their life better. Zion, he made so much more money because he went to Duke. If he went to Australia, do you think he would have got a $75 million contract from Nike? Heck no. When Duke was playing North Carolina or whatever and that shoe busted out, that got him an extra $25 million to make sure he signed with Nike because they didn't want whoever did pay for him to show that him busting out of their shoe every other week. So he got paid bank. So him going to Duke, like somebody like Zion, he didn't go to Duke for free. He went to Duke, got so much exposure, was going to be the number one pick even if he went to Australia. I hear that. But don't tell me he was going to sign a $75 million shoe deal because he would not have been as big in the United States where the largest buying power. Well, then you can say, well, John, he's going to stash shoes to the guys down under. Come on, dude. You know Nike ain't going to drop $75 million for a guy who's coming over from Australia, and maybe he was the greatest player in the Australian league and is going to be the number one pick. He's going to get a fat deal. He's going to get paid, but he won't have the exposure, and he's not going to get the love from the shoe companies that Zion did. But what I'm saying is I can see how some kids can say, Well, I'm not Zion Williamson. I'm not going to be the number one pick coming out of, college, period. Maybe I need to go and play pro basketball for 2 or 3 years, and then I can go to the NBA if I'm good enough. But at least I'm going to be getting paid because you know that you're just going to play pro basketball and you want to start your pro basketball career. Now, I can see where it's good for some. I can see where it's going to be bad for some. But again, it's going to be an individual case. I don't think there's going to be some mass exodus that all of a sudden, because Al Harrington and Josh Childress and Zach Randolph are part of an Australian basketball team, that kids galore are all going to start just heading to Australia and down under. I don't truly believe that's what's going to be the case, but I do believe because of them, there will be more than just RJ Hampton.
I'd be more worried about it if this had happened 10 years ago, not today. I mean, we've only got a couple more years until the one and done factor of college basketball is completely over.
It's a very good point.
If this happened 10 years ago, we might have actually seen this trend start to grow. But right now, maybe 1-2 other guys do it the next 2 years before the one and done's over. It doesn't really have anybody in college basketball really worried about it.
Very, very good point. Man, don't forget tonight, get ready, watch your Hard Knocks, but whatever you do, don't you dare think about touching that dial. Coming up, we got Brett Norsworthy, and Drew Barrett's going to stick around for another 3 hours. I love you, man, Drew. But for all you people out there, do me a favor. Get out there, make the world a better place. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.
At Sunrise on Jefferson, there are meals for every appetite, and sometimes you really have an appetite. That's when the plates come in. If you really want to fuel up, have the kitchen sink. 2 eggs prepared any way you like. Sausage, bacon, hash browns, biscuit, and Hannah Farm grits. Now that's a meal. Sunrise also has the best omelet. Look at the menu, it says it right there. The best omelet, and it's true. Spinach, artichoke, tomato, goat cheese, and salsa verde. If you're ready to fill up on breakfast, you're ready for Sunrise.
This is what Flo from Progressive sounds like in one of our many hilarious commercials.
Hi, did you know that you can get a quote on your motorcycle insurance in under 3 minutes at Progressive.com? And did you know that saying hi makes even bad news sound good? Hi, you have high cholesterol. Hi, you're fine.
And this is what that same commercial sounds like on your motorcycle.
Hi, there's no more cake.
Yeah, even our commercials sound better on a bike. And with basic policy starting at $75 a year, Progressive helps keep you on yours. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy not available in all states.
Family Leisure is celebrating the end of summer with the appropriately titled End of Summer Liquidation Sale. You can get pools for as low as $19.99, patio furniture starting at $12.99, and swim spas, they begin at $99.99. Don't forget to ask about fast installation because there's still enough summer left to enjoy these deals during the End of Summer Liquidation Sale happening